Welcome to the Nourished Mama podcast. I'm your host, Anna Robinson, certified nutritionist and wellness coach, plus fellow mama. This podcast is here to show you that you can live your healthiest, happiest, most vibrant life as a mama. Each week, I will be sharing different nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset hacks that are going to support you in your health journey. You can expect realistic and sustainable advice, plus strategies that can easily fit into your busy life as a mama. Because without a nourished mama, there can't be a nourished home. So if you are committed to creating a life filled with vibrance for you and for the ones you love most, then you are in the right place. So let's get into today's life-changing episode. Hey beautiful mamas, welcome back to the Nourished Mama Show. I am here with a solo episode for you today, and I'm actually really excited because I'm talking about something that has honestly truly changed my life and hundreds of other mamas that I've worked with, and I know it's going to change yours too. I do feel like I say that every episode, but when I'm talking about anti-inflammatory eating, anti-inflammatory lifestyle practices, I truly light up, and I love sharing this because I just know how impactful it can be for your life. Here's the thing, you know that feeling when you wake up already exhausted, when your brain feels like it's wrapped in cotton wool and you can't think straight, when your jeans feel tight, you're craving sugar at 3 p.m. and you snap at your kids over the smallest things? Yeah, that is burnout. And if you're nodding along thinking that's literally my life, I have some incredible news for you today. What if I told you that in just 10 days, yes, 10 days, you could reduce those burnout symptoms by 70%? 70%. I know it sounds too good to be true, but the research is absolutely fascinating. And I'm going to share exactly how you can do this without any crazy diet rules or adding hours to your already packed schedule as a mama. So let me start with what's actually happening in your body when you're burnt out. When you're chronically stressed, and let's be honest, as mums, we're basically living in a constant state of stress. Our bodies produce inflammatory markers in response to this stress, and these little troublemakers are behind so many of the symptoms we just accept as hashtag normal mum life. There's this incredible study, though, that looked at women experiencing chronic stress and fatigue when they followed an anti-inflammatory protocol for just 10 days. 70% of participants saw significant improvements in energy levels, mental clarity, digestive issues, and mood stability. 10 days. That is less than 2 weeks. How incredible is that? And here's the thing that I love about this research most. They weren't asking these women to eat tiny portions of food or follow any real restrictive diets. They were simply focusing on reducing inflammation through food and lifestyle choices. And the results were absolutely remarkable. Now, before we dive into the solution and what the best approach to this is, I want to talk about what burnout actually looks like and what you're dealing with. Because burnout isn't just about being tired, though that bone deep exhaustion is definitely part of it, but you might also be experiencing these other symptoms as well. That 3 p.m. energy crash where you feel like you could just fall asleep standing up, brain fog where you walk into a room and forget why you're there again, bloating that makes you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, weight gain that just won't budge, especially around your midsection, cravings for sugar and carbs that feel completely out of control, mood swings that are always up and down, and irritability where everything your family does just grates on your nerves. Does this sound familiar? Here's the thing. These aren't character flaws or just part of being mum life. These are signs that your body is inflamed and stressed out and it's crying for help. Now, let's talk about the anti-inflammatory approach that can really significantly help with this. Now, when I say anti-inflammatory eating, I want you to forget everything you think and know about diets. We're not talking about restrictions, tiny portions, or eliminating entire food groups. We're talking about abundance, adding in foods that love your body back. Think colorful vegetables, healthy fats like avocados and olive oil, lean protein, and even complex carbohydrates. The Mediterranean diet is one of the most studied anti-inflammatory approaches, and it's literally built around enjoying food, not restricting it. So here's what maybe a day might look like from an anti-inflammatory food approach. Starting your morning with a smoothie packed with berries and leafy greens. Having a lunch with plenty of vegetables, some quality protein like chicken, fish, seafood, tuna, and some healthy fats as well, like avocado, extra virgin olive oil, nuts and seeds. Snacking on nuts or fruits when you're hungry throughout the day, and enjoying dinner that includes omega-3 rich plant foods or fish proteins. No measuring, no weighing, and no guilt. Just nourishing your body with foods that reduce inflammation rather than increase it. The anti-inflammatory diet is incredible at reducing inflammation and also promoting an anti-inflammatory environment in your body so your body can actually function at its best. When inflammation is present, it makes it very difficult for your body to do what it's meant to do to keep you healthy, to keep your weight stable, to keep your hormones balanced, and to even keep your mood regulated. All these things become a tangled web when inflammation is high. And unfortunately, for most women, and especially mamas, our inflammation markers are way too high. So by simply focusing on foods that we know are going to support an anti-inflammatory environment in our body, we're not just supporting one area of our health, we're allowing every part of our health to thrive, physical and mental, and the studies are proving it more and more. Research shows that it increases energy levels. It improves mental clarity because when lower inflammation is present, it allows better communication between brain cells and neurotransmitter function. It improves our sleep quality because anti-inflammatory practices help regulate cortisol and melatonin production. It enhances focus and concentration, reducing brain fog. We see a more balanced menstrual cycle because lower inflammation supports healthier hormone production and regulation. We see reduced PMS symptoms, including mood swings, bloating, and breast tenderness. There are studies even around improved fertility because anti-inflammatory diet patterns are linked to better reproductive health. We also see easier menopause transitions, reduced hot flushes and mood changes during those perimenopause and menopausal years. We also see reduced belly fat because chronic inflammation is strongly linked to abdominal weight gain. We see an increased metabolism because less inflammation allows for more efficient fat burning. We see reduced water retention, less puffiness and bloating throughout the body. Clearer skin is another incredible one that I've benefited from as well. We see reduced acne, redness, and inflammatory skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, rosacea. We see a stronger immune system, better ability to fight off infections and illnesses, and it even lowers our risk of chronic and more serious diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. There are also even some incredible studies and benefits around mental health and inflammation. It stabilizes our mood because inflammation directly affects serotonin and dopamine production. It's found to reduce anxiety, better stress resilience, and decreased irritability with more emotional regulation and patience. The research is just proving that this approach to health is just benefiting so many areas of our health, which is really why it's the only diet approach that I teach and practice myself. I also want to talk about some anti-inflammatory lifestyle practices that can really fit into your real life schedule as a busy mama. Because while food is crucial, the research does show that combining anti-inflammatory eating with simple anti-inflammatory lifestyle practices is where the magic really starts to happen. Now, I'm talking about practices that take 10 to 15 minutes, not hours, things that you can literally do while your kids are playing in the backyard or they're at sport or even after they've gone to bed. Number one for me is walking. Now, this must be the most underrated anti-inflammatory practice out there. Just 20 minutes of walking can reduce inflammatory markers in your body for up to 24 hours. You can do this while you're pushing the pram, while you're walking the dog, while your kids are at sport activities. And if you really can't fit it in that day, just pace around the kitchen while you're cooking dinner. Number two is yoga. Now, before you tell me you're not flexible enough, hear me out. We're not talking about Instagram-worthy yoga poses. Even gentle stretching and basic yoga poses can activate your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's rest and digest mode. Now, this is one of the most powerful ways to stop inflammation forming in your body. Now, there are so many amazing free 10-minute YouTube videos you can do of yoga in your pajamas. It's not that hard. You don't even have to go to a yoga studio. One that I absolutely love is Yoga by Adriene on YouTube. It is absolutely amazing. You can do it in your pajamas at home, and it's actually really doable. She has videos on there that are for starters, intermediate, and more advanced yoga as well on there. And number three that I want to recommend is breath work. This is one of my personal favorites because you can literally do it anywhere and everywhere. Deep breathing exercises again activate your parasympathetic state and your vagus nerve, which is like a reset button for inflammation, stopping it in its tracks. Try box breathing. So that's where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold in your belly for 4 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. Do this for just 5 minutes and watch how your body responds because it is absolutely phenomenal. I personally like to do this in the mornings, but you can also do this when you're in a stressed out state. And for example, if you've got toddlers and they're having a tantrum, take a few deep belly breaths to reset your own nervous system before you try and reset theirs. I even sometimes do it if I don't get it in the morning. I even sometimes do it while I'm doing the kids' lunch boxes. I say to myself, okay, Anna, start 5 deep belly breaths, and this just literally resets my whole morning. Now, I want to be real about what 10 days looks like in your actual real life. I'm not asking you to overhaul everything at once, especially if you're just at the beginning of your healing health journey. Here's how you can approach this if you're just starting. Now, days 1 to 3, focus on food. Start adding in anti-inflammatory foods to what you're already eating. Have some berries with yogurt in the morning. Add a handful of spinach to your eggs. Cook with olive oil instead of vegetable oil. Small swaps make big impact. Days 4 to 6, add movement. This is where you bring in that daily walk or 10-minute yoga sessions. Maybe it's walking while your kids ride their bikes or doing some stretches while watching TV after they're in bed. Whatever works. Don't overhaul and change things very quickly from the beginning. Now, days 7 to 10, bring in the breath. Now you're adding in those few minutes of intentional breathing. Maybe it's when you first wake up or during your lunch break or right before bed. Just focus on 5 minutes or 5 to 10 deep belly breaths. I can honestly tell you that this will literally transform your life. Now, the beautiful thing about this approach is that it works with your body's natural healing mechanisms, not against it like most other diets. When you reduce inflammation, you can finally start functioning the way you're meant to. Your energy levels stabilize because your blood sugar isn't constantly spiking and crashing. Your brain fog lifts because inflammation isn't interfering with your cognitive functions. Your digestion improves because your gut isn't in a constant state of irritation. Your mood stabilizes because inflammation directly affects your neurotransmitter production and your hormones, serotonin and dopamine. It's like taking the pressure off a system that's been working overtime for way too long. Start small and then you can build on these anti-inflammatory eating and lifestyle practices as you begin to gain more energy and more clarity. And I can tell you now, you will see that energy very quickly. Now, here's what I've learned from working with thousands of mums. If it's not sustainable, it's not worth doing. The practices I'm sharing with you aren't about perfection, they're about progress. Some days you might get in that walk and eat beautifully. Other days you might manage the breathing exercise but order takeaway for dinner. That's real life and it's absolutely okay when you're beginning this journey. The key is consistency over perfection. If you only implement these practices 70% of the time, you're still going to see incredible results. Your body is incredibly resilient and responds quickly to positive changes. The studies have proven this. So here's what I want you to do after this episode. Maybe choose the 3 anti-inflammatory foods that you're going to add to your day. Write them down. Maybe it's berries in your morning routine, a handful of walnuts as a snack, and cooking with extra virgin olive oil. Number 2, pick your one form of movement that feels doable, even if it's just 10 minutes of walking around your block. Number 3, try one breathing exercise, literally just 5 minutes of focused breathing a day. Start with just one of these for the first few days, then gradually add the others. Remember, we're not trying to be perfect, we're trying to be consistent slowly. It's the 1% change we can make every day that compounds and makes the biggest impact over time. I want to leave you with this thought. You taking care of yourself isn't selfish. When you have more energy, when your mood is stable, when you feel good in your body, everyone around you benefits. Your kids get a mum who's more present and patient. Your partner gets someone who's not constantly exhausted and irritable. But more importantly, you get to feel like yourself again. You get to wake up with energy, think clearly, and move through your day without feeling like you're dragging yourself through the mud. 10 days, mama. That's all we're talking about. 10 days to start feeling like the vibrant, energetic woman you are underneath all that burnout. And the best part, once you start feeling better, you're going to want to keep going because it feels so good to feel good and you realize how easy it can actually be. Now, if you're after a step-by-step guided plan, then my 7-day Mama Health Reset is perfect for you. I walk you through my entire anti-inflammatory nutritional guidelines. You get a 7-day anti-inflammatory meal plan, strategies for sugar cravings, coffee, sleep, exercise, and more. Over 400 mamas have done the 7-day reset and seen incredible results. I'll link to the reset in the show notes. Now, that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to give your body the love it deserves. Remember, you don't have to do this perfectly. You just have to start. If you try these strategies, I'd love to hear how you go. Send me a message or tag me on social media. I absolutely love celebrating these wins with you guys. Until next time, keep nourishing yourself, mama. You deserve to feel amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this conversation has inspired you to live your healthiest, happiest life. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in next week. Bye for now.